Hey, welcome to the Nursing Dose with your host, Farah, aka Dr. Laurent, the nurse career coach. Thank you so much for joining me. I just decided to jump on and do this pop up live. And I'm going to be doing more of these lives pretty much every day, just trying to be consistent and talking about different topics for all the nurses out there related to career growth, related to business, related to personal branding, and of course, to give you constant updates about the conference, Nurses Making Money Moves Conference. And if you haven't heard, that's right, I'm hosting my own conference, a whole conference, y'all. That's going to be held in Tampa, March 8th 2025, which is a Saturday, Women's History Month on International Women's Day. So let's go. If you haven't got your tickets, get to it. So today I wanted to jump on and talk about the newsletter that I just dropped. So check out the newsletter. If you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, it's called Nurses Making Money Moves newsletter. Take a look. So today I wrote about how in one day I actually made $5,000 in one day and how that really changed my perspective about money and changed my perspective about what I think about nursing and my ability to generate income as a nurse entrepreneur. So, this is what I want to kind of talk about today. And I'm going to give you 5 tips to learn how to start and launch your own service-based business as a side hustle. And in a newsletter, I talked and I shared the link of my book, Nurses Making Money Moves, a nurse's guide to starting a business. This is actually the blueprint to starting your business and side hustle, no matter what state you live in. This is going to be your step-by-step guide on how to start your service-based business. Okay. So what do I mean by service-based business? So typically when you start a business, it's either going to be a service-based, so something that you're providing. So for me, I'm a nurse career coach, and I decided a service-based business was the easiest thing for me to provide because of my past experience, my knowledge, and what I bring to the table. So I took the knowledge that I knew and helped nurses find their dream roles. So helping them with interview advice, interview prep, resumes, things like that, and helping with mindset, and helping with their confidence and things like that. Literally, you don't really need much to start a service-based business. You just need yourself, your intellectual property, what you know to turn into profits, to turn it into actual income. Okay. So that's what I mean. And then a product would be obviously if you're selling, I don't know, scrubs, or if you're selling mugs, t-shirts, whatever it is, that is a product. So my advice to all of you nurses out there, you can do a product based business, but to me, I think it's a little bit easier to start off with a service-based business. So today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to do that. Okay. And for those who don't know me, my name is Farah. I help nurses level up in their career and find their dream job in less than 90 days. My target clientele, who I really work with on a all the time, literally daily basis, are new nurses. So if you're a senior nursing student or a new grad looking to get into a residency program, looking to land that dream job, maybe it's been months and you can't find your dream position, it's taking longer than expected, don't worry. Just DM me, message me. I got you. We will get you the position that you want. Okay. And please do not settle. All right. So let's get into it. 5 tips to start your service-based business. Number 1, find your niche. Okay. So I know a lot of people in business talk about this and they say, should you really have a niche? Should you niche down? You hear sayings like, riches are in the niches, right? Stuff like that. I truly believe right? The more you specialize, the better it is because you're going to be known for that one thing. So when I first started, one of the mistakes that I made was that I said I work with all nurses from everywhere. And even though I could help all nurses, really what I found, the majority of the clients that did come to me were from bigger cities like California, New York, bigger metropolitan cities, and they just happened to be all new nurses, mostly novice nurses. Yes, I've helped nurses get into leadership positions, education positions, both in academia and in a clinical setting. However, the majority of my clients happen to be new nurses. So then I said, you know what? I need to just shift over and focus specifically on the new nurse because that's truly the purpose of why I started my business as a nurse career coach is to help these novice nurses because I didn't have someone like myself as a new nurse. In fact, the whole premise of me starting my business was because as a nursing student, I was told by a clinical instructor that I would never be an emergency nurse. She told me I was too unorganized. She literally laughed in my face and said I would never be an ER nurse. And I was like, wow, like that was 20 years ago. I was like, wow, how can this educator say that to me? Then I was like, no, like who is she to tell me what I can and can't do? So, of course, I got a job in the ER. I got 2 offers, started there before I even graduated and even took my boards. I got the offer. So that's why, I specialize in helping new nurses get their dream job in less than 90 days. Okay. So that's number one. If you're just joining me, I'm talking about 5 tips for you to start your side hustle and to launch your service-based business. Okay. So number one is find your niche. So for me, like I said, my niche is I specialize in helping new nurses land their dream job and help them with personal branding so that they can stand out from the crowd. Okay. And I also help nurses start and launch their service-based business as a coach or a consultant. Okay. So that's really kind of my area. Number 2, you want to validate your idea. So I know a lot of us are very creative. We have a lot of ideas. Tons of things come to mind. We're like, yeah, like I want to start this, I want to start that. But please validate your idea. So meaning you should go to your potential customers, the people that will potentially buy from you, whatever offer that you're offering, and ask them. So an example is for me, I started speaking to nursing students, senior nursing students, and new graduate nurses because they're my potential customer base. And I said, hey, what do you think of this and this and this? Would you buy this and this and this? What do you want to see in an offer? How would you want me to support you? Literally have multiple conversations, get on Zoom calls, talk to people, and find out what it is that they want. What are they struggling with? What are the biggest problems, their pain points? And how can you solve it? And how can you solve it quickly and efficiently? That's another thing. Yes, you can solve an issue, but people want speed, right? People want results. They don't want to hear so much about the process and how you're going to get them there. They want results and they want proof of those results. So, one easy way to kind of like demonstrate that is people that want to lose weight, right? They don't want to hear like the process is how they're going to lose the weight. They want it to be presented in the end product. Like, show me how I'm going to look. Like, show me the 6-pack abs that I'm going to have if I go and like do this offer or whatever, right? So the same thing. What is it that they're going to get after they work with you? And what is the result and how long will it take? Okay. And that's really how you validate your idea is just by talking to the potential customer base. Okay. So Let's review. Number one, to start a service-based business, like I said, a couple tips. Number one is find your niche. Number two, validate your idea. And then number three, invest in your growth. So, like I said, my book is a very small investment. You can go to nursefair.com and buy this book. It's under 30 bucks. Nurses Making Money Moves, A Nurse's Guide to Starting a Business. It's an actual workbook that you can write in. Why is it important to get that? I mean, you don't even have to get the book. That's fine. But the hours and days of research that it's going to save you is really worth it. Because I've spent years and years learning, reading books, going to Google, going to YouTube University, gathering all the stuff, piecemealing it, and putting it into one package for you so that you don't have to do it. It's all here. So that's what I'm talking about, investing in your growth. So you can simply go and get things that are just already outlined for you and like a blueprint so you can be successful. So for me, I follow a lot of marketers, a lot of millionaires to kind of see like what they're doing. I also have invested thousands of dollars myself into coaches, business coaches, marketing coaches, because I want to improve myself and also improve my business. So that is the only way to growth, is really personal development. And anyone you speak to will tell you that. Same thing in nursing. We have to go and take continuing education. We have to take get certain certifications and things like that to maintain our competency. Well, the same thing in business if you want to grow, okay? Same thing in your professional career. You have to go to conferences. You should network and things like that because you're going to be a better nurse and you're going to be a better person all throughout with that personal development. And it's all about a growth mindset. Some people may look at spending money as like an expense, like, oh man, I got to spend money. But when you have a growth mindset and an abundance mindset, you're like, oh, this is an investment. Like, I'm going to invest my money and I'm going to get so much back in return because that's just how it works. And I'll get that money back like tenfold. That's how you have to think in order to grow. And that abundance mindset is so important. You have to be positive and think there are opportunities out there for everybody. There is enough. You attract what you think. So it's so important to have that growth mindset, that abundance mindset, and like, hey, I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in my professional growth. And this is why it's so important to be around positive people, like-minded people that want to grow. So this is why I'm so excited about the Nurses Making Money Moves conference, because I'm bringing together ambitious nurses who want to grow in their career, who want to grow in their business. And it's a space where there's no gatekeeping. I'm bringing experts, professional females outside the nursing industry and in the nursing industry so we can learn from each other and grow and celebrate each other, and just knowledge share, because it's so important. So that is part of your investment, is going to conferences, networking, doing things like that. Okay. So number 4, as I wrap up, is the importance of building a personal brand. And I'm not going to stop talking about this. You're going to hear about me talking about personal branding all year, all of 2025. So, don't get tired of it because it is so important. If you follow people like Gary Vee, who's a huge marketer, Alex Hormozi, Neil Patel, Chris Do, all these people talk about the importance of building a personal brand and being visible. So part of the conference that I'm hosting, the Nurses Making Money Moves conference, the theme of the conference is set into 3 themes. Number 1, network. Number 2, visibility. And number 3, impact. I was very strategic about this theme because I truly believe for 2025, in order for you to be successful in whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever impact you're trying to make, whether you're a nonprofit founder, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a nurse, a nursing student trying to grow, you need to network and you need to be visible and build a personal brand. You need to be top of mind. You need to create a digital footprint. I talked about this yesterday. Things such as writing articles, being on blogs, being on podcasts. You need to be visible. People need to know you, and they need to know you both on a digital platform, like different social media platforms, and they need to see you in person because there's nothing like in-person networking and building those relationships. And this is what the Nurses Making Money Moves conference is going to give to you: the opportunity to interact with nurses from all over the US and Canada who are crushing it in the game, crushing it in business, crushing it in the speaking game, crushing it in finance. You need to be in the room. Okay, so that's March 8th in Tampa. And building a personal brand, a lot of people don't understand really what that means, but it's truly the essence is like building trust and building a brand that people trust. And really, you are the brand. Like, you as a nurse, you are the brand. So it's how you interact with people, how people feel when they're around you, or how they describe you when you're not in the room, and what people think and associate with you and your brand. So it's kind of, in a sense, who you are, what you do, what you stand for, and kind of what impact do you make. So I hope that's helpful. I'm working on actually writing a book on personal branding. So working on it, and it should be done obviously by the time the conference rolls around. So we can have a book for y'all, personal branding for nurses. Okay. So again, if you're just joining me, I'm sharing 5 tips for nurses on how to really just make more money by launching a side hustle, which is a service-based business. So number 1 tip is find your niche. Number 2, validate your idea. Number 3, invest in your growth. Number 4, start building your personal brand if you haven't built your personal brand yet, and learn how to manage it. And then number 5 is start small. So literally to register a business takes a couple days, probably 4 days. The actual registration of the business is the easiest thing. What people get stuck in is the planning phase and like, what should I call my business? What colors should I use? The branding. I made that mistake. I took months and months wasting time on about like, oh, what's the title of my LLC should be, what the logo should look like. Like, ask me, how often do I use my logo? Not very much, but I do have a logo. I do have brand colors. Yes, that's important, but that is not like the essence of what it is you need to focus on. You need to focus on what problem you're solving, what you're passionate about, what people will come to you for, and what you'll be known as an expert for, and what people will pay you for, and what you enjoy doing. So you need to just start small. So even if you don't, maybe you need clarity and you're not clear on what type of business you want to start. Like, maybe you want to do a consulting business, but you're not really sure how to do it, or you want to be a speaker or a writer and you're not quite sure. I would say start building your personal brand first and start growing your audience, and pick a platform. I highly suggest LinkedIn because it's a very professional platform. But if you want to do YouTube, sure, do YouTube if that's what you're comfortable for or with, or if it's Instagram or wherever your audience, the majority of your audience that you're going to serve, your potential clients are, that's where you need to be, and start building there. Okay. Building your presence, social media presence, and also start creating content and being visible on video, live streaming, things like that. Literally all you need is your phone. That's it. You just need your phone. That's how I started. I started making videos and posting it. That's how you can build your thought leadership, your expertise, and start your business by just building a personal brand, showing up, asking, answering questions that people have, sharing your experiences, your journey, your failures, your successes, and people just get to know you that way. Okay. You just need to start small. So, um, and then lastly, the bonus tip, which I have in the newsletter, is invest in your relationships, right? So not only you're investing like in a monetary sense, like by money, you're also investing time. Time is the greatest currency, right? Like everybody wants more time. So be very strategic in 2025 about how you use your time. And I should probably do a newsletter on this. Um, I'm gonna write it down. So honestly, time is so precious. So the time that you invest in relationships is so important, whether you're getting on phone calls, meeting people on Zoom, or going to dinner or lunch with somebody. Building those relationships, being there for other people, helping them out with whatever it is, supporting them, celebrating them, um, is truly the best thing that you can do. Is supporting your network, supporting your colleagues, and building those strong relationships. Invest in those relationships and continue to network and grow. All right. So those are the tips. For those who just joined me, again, quick wrap up: 5 tips to start your own service based business. And check out my newsletter if you haven't. I go over this in the newsletter. 5 tips to start your service based business. Literally, just find your niche, validate your idea, invest in your growth, build your personal brand. And number 5, start small. Okay. And then, of course, invest in these relationships. So I'm going to log off in just a minute or two, but I'll stay on and take any questions that you guys may have. Or if you happen to be watching the replay, I'll go back, read the questions, and answer them. And again, I'll drop the link to the conference, Nurses Making Money Moves Conference. If you haven't gotten your ticket, get your ticket because tickets are going fast. And once it's sold out, it's sold out. That's it. Again, I'm not going to go through all the speakers because you could literally just hit the link and see all the speakers that'll be there. The caliber of speakers is just on another level. I'll be obviously speaking about personal branding. But really, this is just your chance to take action. A lot of nurses just talk and there's no action. Stop with the excuses, right? In 2025, I started a business when I was working still full time, going to school full time, 2 kids under 4. I always say, where there's a will, there's a way. If you truly are tired of working in toxic work environments, and I know there's some great environments, awesome, but make a change, right? Like switch and do something else. Look for a remote job. Go part-time if you're trying to build your business. Whatever works for you, and it's going to look differently for everybody, so don't listen to just one thing. Do what works for you. Look at other people and what they're doing. Take what works for you, adopt it into your own thing, whether it's for your career or for your business. Don't try to do exactly what somebody else did. Do what works for you, but just do something. Don't just sit there doing the same thing over and over. And then like in December, you'll be like, oh, snap, I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have went to more conferences or whatever. I should have met more people, or I should have started my business. Start now. Start now. Okay. So that's the biggest thing. And for me, my biggest motivation is my 2 kids. Like I said, I think I shared in some other post, the first time I was laid off, it was really devastating to me. because I poured so much of myself into that nursing role. It was a director of education role. I poured everything I had. It was my dream role. I was like, this is amazing. Poured everything into it. And literally, in the matter of 1 minute, they made their business decision that they're restructuring the organization. And they're like, yeah, so, and of course, education is always like the first to go. They're like, yeah, we're not going to have your position anymore. And it's been your position has been affected. And I was like, oh, like when? They're like, yeah, as of like now. So it was a big slap in the face to realize that regardless of your degrees, regardless of your experience certifications, sometimes they just have to make the decision to let you go. So there's no real job security. So this is why transitioning into at least having a side hustle, you can generate your own income. That is so powerful as a nurse because, like I shared, I made 5K in one day. That totally blew my mind. I'm like, yes, I could do it. Other nurses could do it. We have the knowledge and skills to make money consulting, doing freelance work, coaching, whatever it is. We have the ability to double our income, to make more than working for certain organizations. And don't get me wrong, like there's a lot of organizations I love. They're doing amazing things for the employees. I'm not saying like, don't be at the bedside. I loved working in the emergency department. It was one of my favorite things. I loved education. I still do. And that's really my passion, is educating our next generation of nurses and helping them transition to practice, helping also nurses get into leadership positions, increasing the diversity in nursing, still being an advocate for our profession. I love doing all those things, but I also love the aspect of starting your own side business so you can generate your own income and help out your family or do whatever it is that you want. Travel more, spend more time with your family or your kids. So that's truly the essence of the Nurses Making Money Moves conference. I hope to see you in Tampa. And like I said, if there's any questions, drop them in the chat and I'll put the link so you can get your ticket to be in the room of all these powerful nurses, female entrepreneurs. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Again, thank you for listening. I hope that this was helpful. Drop any comments or questions that you may have. Check out the newsletter. Please subscribe to the Nurses Making Money Moves newsletter and to the Nursing Dose with Farah podcast on Spotify and subscribe on YouTube as well. Until next time.